What kind of corn grower do you know who would call 400 bushels an acre just pretty good? Here's more from a national yield contest champion.
Our first entry was 2010. We had 279 bushel corn. 2011 we made 352 and 364. Pretty good year. Last year we had, I think, 5 entries over 400. So pretty good corn.
It's over 400 and you're telling me that's pretty good, I guess.
That's correct, yeah.
So I'm guessing you're going to tell me it's a little more than just putting a little more N out there or something like that. I mean, it's got to be a whole way of thinking.
Yes, sir. It's truly a system. I mean, you got to be a student of the crop and understand that stress equals yield loss, and what is stress, and that's the thing that we've been able to identify over the years is what's stress to a corn plant and how do you mitigate it.
Agriculture, farming, it's a way of life. It's also a business, and if you want to stay in business to plant another season, you've got to make some money.
Return on investment is how we stay in business. The contest teaches us things that we try different things in small areas, and then as we learn from them and they make money, we end up applying them to the whole farm. So that's what it's about. It's not about winning a contest, it's about making money.
What's the highest yield that you've had then?
503 bushel corn in 2014. It broke the world record.
And do you think that guys maybe need to be a little more willing to try new things?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a first-generation farmer, so I guess that's the main thing that would be an advantage for me is that I didn't have preconceived notions.
Do you think that sometimes there's a danger in agriculture that because it is such a multi-generational thing often that we don't always approach it with new eyes?
At some point, just because it's new doesn't mean it's better, but just because it's new doesn't mean it's not better. So you need to test things on the farm, make sure you're a student of the crop, make sure that you're doing the things that it takes to be on the cutting edge, because the cutting edge is what's going to take us to the next level. Most farmers today are trying to figure out a way to cut costs and still make the same yield. Well, that's Russian roulette. I mean, that's tough. And most farmers are trying to save their way to prosperity, and that's not the way to do it. The easiest way to reduce your cost per bushel is to raise more yield, make higher bushels count. And that's a big deal. You can't save your way to prosperity, but you can spend your way broke. There's a fine line. So you need to spend money on things that pay.
You must have had some neighbors, some guys hear some of the things you were trying or doing and just saying, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. And then when they see those yield numbers at the end of the year, what's going in the bin, they maybe change their minds a little.
Well, when we started farming, the running joke in the neighborhood was, the land he's farming is only good for holding the world together. Now the running joke is, imagine what he could do if he had better land.
If people tried these same kind of ideas, would it work regardless, you think, of where you're growing?
Our organic matter is less than 1%, and our CECs are 4 to 7. So there's a lot of people in Nebraska, I guarantee you, has soils that are better than that.
So I imagine there's a lot of homework, even just picking out the right seed. I mean, those kinds of things. Do you spend a lot of time?
Yes, we do variety plots every year. We work off a hope, not a hope policy, but a no policy. We like to know what's going on, not hope what's going to happen.
Your Grow Weather forecast is up next, and still to come, our Farm Family of the Month.